All right, good morning, everybody. We'll call this morning's meeting of the Clay County Clay County Board of Commissioners to order for Tuesday, January 6th. Happy New Year to everybody. Our first item will be the approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I'll offer a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Mojo, second by Commissioner Bear. Any further discussion on the motion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Very good. Next, we have employee recognitions. Our first one that we have this morning is for Darren Brook. I reversed the order, Darren. So, Darren has 15 years of dedicated service to Clay County. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Steve, do you want to?
Yeah, I'd like to say a few words about, you don't get to slide away that easy. No, I want to thank Darren for his 15 years of dedicated service, both as HR Assistant Director and now over the last year as our Assistant County Administrator. He's been a great county asset. He's focused on public service and organizational excellence. Over the last 15 years, HR is, in Minnesota has had no shortage of interesting things, from COVID to collective bargaining to the different challenges that he's had with hybrid workplace, and we appreciate his steady leadership throughout that time, and he said he's not going to give us another 15 years, but we'll see. So thank you, Darren.
Thank you, Darren. Next, we have Jared Jacobson. Jared has 20 years of service for Clay County. Thank you for your dedicated service. Sheriff, do you want to?
Yeah, so Jared's been with us now for 20 years. He's currently assigned to the Civil Process Division, where he's become a kind of a subject matter expert in that. Between him and Deputy McCarthy, we really rely on their expertise in that field. Jared's also been a training officer with us, not only training new deputies, but also a firearms instructor, previous use of force instructor, and he's since become kind of our radio guru as well. So if we have a radio issue or problem, we go to Jared first before it goes to the shop. He also programs all of our radios, from portables to mobile radios, so it's a large cost savings for the sheriff's office and for the county, and he's also assisting some of our rural cities with radio reprogramming as well. So he's able to save our rural cities at that cost too. So we appreciate his expertise and his knowledge and his experience. Jared, 5 years ago when I was here, I said, you got another 15 to go. Here we are at 20, so now you got another 20 to go. We appreciate you and we appreciate your service.
Next, we have Pam Foss. Pam has had 25 years with Clay County. Thank you for your dedicated service. And Brian can't be here. He's got conflict, so
Yeah.
he has sent a message through Steve.
Okay. Good morning. I'm sorry that I cannot be there today to present Pam with the 25 years of service plaque. I've known Pam since our days in law school together, and I cannot believe that it's been 25 years already that we worked closely with each other. Pam is a consummate professional. She is always the first person in the office in the morning and the last one to leave. During Pam's 25 years of trying cases, she has demonstrated a depth of knowledge and vast experience across numerous legal areas. Pam has tried well over 100 jury trials against some of the most dangerous criminals that include crimes of criminal sexual assault and murder cases. Pam is also considered one of the most knowledgeable prosecutors across the state when it comes to issues involving domestic violence and holding violent offenders accountable. Pam has been responsible for serving and helping thousands of victims throughout her time at the Clay County Attorney's Office. I want to thank Pam for everything she brings to the office each and every day. We would not be half the office that we are without her unwavering service. Thank you, Pam, for everything you do for the office and for Clay County, and we look forward to your service for the next 25 years.
Well, that was well said. right, next we have citizens to be heard. Do we have any citizens to be heard on items not on the agenda? Do you want to just come up here? Mr. Cragnis, right?
Greetings, David Cragnis, Felton, Minnesota. I know that in a long voyage, it's easier to steer a ship 1 degree at the beginning of the voyage than it is 90 degrees at the end of the voyage. And so even though I was here just a couple of weeks ago to talk about budget, I would like to, as this year begins, speak on the budget. You passed a budget, the form reported on the budget, and my remarks are going to reference some of the quotes from that article and some of the numbers that reported in that article. One of the quotes was, "I think we cut everything out of this budget we possibly can." Well, possibly. It's hard to cut things that people have gotten used to. So I would like to suggest that as you go through this year, don't let any new things into the budget. Then at the end of the year, you won't have to cut things from the budget. You've added some things in the past that are showing up as expenses, and I'll reference those here in a minute. Remember, everything you spend, you took from someone by threat of force. Philanthropy versus taxes, I'd like to compare and contrast. If I come up with a great idea to serve the community and I try and convince several of you to join in, you can join in with me and not, and we can try and execute that project for the community. And you can go home afterwards and you don't having spent any money, and you can feel good or bad about yourself on your own. But if you, the commissioners, decide something is going to be done for the community, you extract money by force from people whether they want to contribute to that or not. And so your judgment about whether things are good for the community or not is sometimes not a reflection of what everyone feels, and you've taken money away from folks. And the example here is, it's a small example. At the end of the year, you added back $43,600 for rides into an operation that has $75,000 total to run. A very small portion, as pointed out, 0.03% of your budget, and yet we're going to have to look at some things for an example. So part of the reason you said you put the money back in is because you've been doing this for 5 years. Well, okay, at 5 years, what's the cost per mile? What would it cost to have a cab or an Uber do this service instead? Is it the most cost-effective way? And if the thing hasn't been hardly used for 5 years, how can you develop the expectation that it's going to happen again? It was stated that they have great compassion for our seniors. I have no doubt they have compassion for our seniors, but the seniors who are on an extremely tight, very fixed budget, who are now going to have their property tax raised and will wonder whether they can continue to live in their home or not, a home that they thought they owned, but in fact it turns out they're renting it year to year from the county and from the schools. Those people's compassion for those people need to be balanced against the compassion for the small number of people who are using things like a senior ride center. Okay? So some of the larger items in your budget, $15.9 million for social services. Wow. And that's an awful big chunk of money. Couldn't there have not been some place out of that social services budget that the $43,600 could have been extracted? With all the talk in Minnesota right now about fraud and abuse in the social services area statewide, are we entirely sure that every dollar is being very carefully spent in social services? The social services of $15.9 million is, in fact, if you look at it, made up of a whole bunch of little bitty $43,600 pieces, and so each one of those needs to be examined. There's $364,000 that was set aside for a library. Then I drove by that library after having this meeting, and I noticed that it was 6 blocks away from the other big library in town, 6 blocks from the Fargo Library. Couldn't there not have been some form of collaboration done there? Is the place where the library is being supported by the county in the best place for the county? And the expensive walking track that they brag about going around there, I doubt there's very many folks from Hitterdall are going to come in the mornings and walk on the walking track. I doubt that anybody from Barnesville is going to come in and use that, or probably even use the community meeting rooms that they so much brag about. And so if it's for the benefit of the city, then it should be taxed for the city, not taxed for the county. Just another example of things that get into the budget, they're very difficult to extract from the budget. You got $554,000 towards the new DMV building. I really thought when you built that, you didn't need to, and I really thought that afterwards you could have built it a whole lot cheaper, a lot cheaper. It doesn't need to be a nice-looking building, because when you're gonna go for DMV services, you don't drive by and say, there's a nice-looking building, I think I'll stop in and get some license tabs. You go, I have to go to the DMV building, therefore I will go to the DMV building. So I think that could have been done a lot cheaper. Then lastly, pay, because pay is a large chunk of your budget. You gave a 4% cost of living increase. As of Google this morning, the cost of living increase last year across the United States was between 3 and 3.5%. All the numbers are not in, so you exceeded the cost of living across the United States. And then you gave specific raises to 2 specific people. And I have worked with some really, really good lawyers in my life outside of Clay County farming. And I'm not sure what the marketplace is for a county attorney. So I really can't opine on that. I'm hoping that your committee did some research into what the marketplace is for county attorneys. But because the 2 numbers were published, I could not help but compare and contrast in my mind. And I think you put the wrong person at the top of the pay scale. You got 2 people, the sheriff and the county attorney, both of whom need to know the law thoroughly and completely. One has the opportunity to look things up and has the luxury of time. The other has to make law decisions at the spur of the moment. One of them gets up in the morning, puts on either a sport coat or a suit, and goes off to work in a heated air-conditioned building. The other one puts on a Kevlar vest, then a shirt, and has to be able to wade into knee-deep snow in ditches and extract body parts from cars, and then go tell the family that their deceased friend is not, or relative is not coming home again. I just, by comparison, the 2 jobs are miles apart, and yet they are both comparable because they're dealing with the law in the county. And so if pay scales are a measurement of the value to the county, I have no quarrel whatsoever with you raising Sheriff Empting's pay. I think that we in Clay County have the best sheriff in the state, and that's demonstrated by he appears to be able to recruit from any law enforcement group that he interacts with. It's been scandal-free. As you stated during your hearing, that he meets his budget numbers, and so I'm good with that one. I would have reversed the 2 and put
Mr. Cragness, we're going to have to wrap this up pretty soon. We try to limit this to 3 minutes here.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Be careful all year.
Thank you. All right, next we have the approval of, do we have any other citizens' comments? Any other citizens to be heard? Anybody online?
No, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. Move on then to approval of bills and vouchers.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the payment of the bills and vouchers.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Ebinger, second by Commissioner Bear. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carried. We have approval of minutes from December 23rd.
I'll move to approve the minutes from December 23rd.
Second.
All right, motion by Commissioner Krabanoff, second by Commissioner Ebinger. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. The next item on our agenda is the State of the County Address. Drum roll. All right, well, good morning. It is my privilege as board chair to present the 2026 State of the County Address. Over the past year, Clay County has continued to move forward with purpose, strengthening essential service, investing in our workforce and infrastructure, and responding thoughtfully to the evolving needs of our residents. As we look ahead to 2026, I am proud to share highlights from our departments and recognize the dedicated employees and partners whose work continues to make Clay County a strong, resilient, and forward-looking community. We'll start with the assessor's office, and I see Jill is here this morning. The 2025 assessment process was conducted through local boards of review, open book meetings, and the County Board of Review held in June, providing taxpayers multiple opportunities to discuss their valuations. Appeals were consistent with prior years. Final valuation setting and equalizations were completed by the Minnesota Department of Revenue State Board of Equalization, which supported Clay County's valuations and issued no state orders. County appraisal staff began mass appraisal work in May, conducting on-site reviews in multiple townships and cities and reviewing approximately 3,000 parcels as part of the required quintile review. Quintile, did I say that right? Okay. Staff also continued reviewing zoning certificates and building permits to capture new construction for 2026 valuations and advance the conversion to crop productivity index for tillable acreage. Residential and commercial property values remain strong, while agricultural sales have stabilized. Technical staff continue to support taxpayer programs including homestead, agricultural homestead, and veterans and disabilities classifications. Next, we move on to the auditor treasurers, and I believe I saw Lori here too. Maybe I didn't, okay. All right, the Auditor Treasurer's Office continues to play a vital role in county's financial operations, including the collection of property taxes, distribution of revenues, classifications of tax assessments ratings, processing county payroll, paying county obligations, and ensuring accounting practices meet required governmental standards. Throughout 2025, the office remained focused on the accuracy, efficiency, and fiscal accountability while supporting county departments and ensuring the transparent management of public funds. Next, we have the Recorder's Office, and Kim is here. Throughout 2025, the Recorder's Office continues to strengthen services, modernize processes, and improve public accessibility. The office consistently providing timely, accurate issuance of birth, death, and marriage records while maintaining a high standard of customer service. The Recorder's Office also continues to offer on-site marriage ceremonies, meeting strong community demand. In preparation for upcoming statutory changes, staff proactively reviewed procedures, updated workflows, and coordinated with county partners to ensure compliance and protect the integrity of official records. Planning and Zoning. Matt is here this morning. Good morning, Matt. The Planning and Zoning Department experienced another active year in 2025, approving development permits, use permits, variances, and subdivision requests reflecting continued growth across the county. The completion of the Buffalo River flood insurance study providing meaningful regulatory relief to multiple property owners. Building on the 2045 County Comprehensive and Transportation Plan, the Board of Commissioners adopted a comprehensive update to the Land Development and Subdivision Ordinance, ensuring regulations remain modern, clear, and aligned with long-term planning goals. Human Resources. Anna. We welcomed Anna Moore as Clay County's Human Resources Director in January of 2025, and thank Darren Brook for his leadership as he transitioned into his role as a full-time county administrator. Human Resources supported county operations by hiring 138 employees, processing more than 1,550 job applications, assisting with interviews, and responding to employee and citizens' concerns. Key initiatives included preparing for paid family and medical leave, implementing Net Study 2.0, launching the UKG recruiting and onboarding module, leading insurance changes for 2026, updating critical policies, and participating in numerous county and statewide committees to support compliance, wellness, and workforce sustainability. Next, we have our Highway Department. I know Justin's here. There he is in the back, okay. The Highway Department experienced a very busy and productive year in 2025, continuing strong partnerships with townships and residents while focusing on maintaining safe and reliable roadways across Clay County. Despite challenges associated with aging pavement infrastructure, the department successfully delivered numerous critical projects that improve safety and mobility throughout Clay County. Construction accomplishments included the completion of a bridge replacement on a high-traffic roadway, finished more than a month of schedule due to favorable winter conditions. Additional projects included mill and overlay work, box culvert replacements, a concrete pavement rehabilitation project, a bridge removal, county-wide pavement markings, and the first of a multi-year urban construction project through Comstock. On the maintenance side, staff completed key pipe replacements, the CASA 11 approach panel, and invested in 3 new motor graders, reducing equipment downtime and improving operational efficiency. Looking ahead to 2026, the department is actively preparing for the County State Aid Highway 1252 roundabout project, a significant safety improvement that will keep engineering operations staff busy in the coming year. Veteran Services. Oh yeah, there he is, Kurt. Clay County Veteran Service experienced another successful year assisting veterans and their families in accessing VA healthcare, earned benefits, and community resources. Outreach efforts strengthened connections throughout the county, and Clay County continued to maintain 0 homeless veterans. I'll say that again. Clay County maintained 0 homeless veterans, reflecting strong collaboration with local and state partners. Veteran Services remain active in the Veterans Court and beyond the Yellow Ribbon Program, and will again participate in Operation Green Light to honor those who have served. Probation and Parole. Clay County continues to partner with the Minnesota Department of Corrections to provide probation and parole services that support accountability and public safety. The department serves both adult and juvenile populations and completed its first year of DWI court, which complements the existing drug and veterans courts. Next is our Sheriff's Department, and Mark is here. Under the leadership of Sheriff Mark Empting, the Sheriff's Office experienced another productive year, remaining actively engaged across the county through emergency response, community events, and public safety initiatives. New staff strengthened operational capacity, and the department played a key role in supporting large community gatherings, including the Minnesota Steam Threshers Reunion. Clay County continues to be well presented at the state level, with Sheriff Empting serving on the Minnesota Association's Executive Committee and this year elected as a 2nd Vice President. We extend our appreciation to the deputies, correctional officers, and support staff whose professionalism ensures Clay County remains a safe and welcoming community. Next, we have our West Central Regional Center. James is here. The West Central Regional Juvenile Center continues to serve as a vital regional resource, providing care, stabilization, and treatment for at-risk youth amid declining statewide mental health and residential capacity. The Secure program, operated through an 11-county cooperative, continues to serve member counties while accepting appropriate referrals that help offset costs from non-member counties. The non-secure program has adapted to increasing complex needs by expanding services and integrating additional professional supports. West Central Regional Center remains actively engaged in county and state efforts to develop long-term solutions for youth with the highest needs. Technology Services, I believe I saw Rory's here. Technology Services addresses several challenges in 2025 while strengthening system resiliency. A major fiber cut prompted a review of redundancy and business continuity planning, leading to proactive improvements. The department also continued replacing critical IT infrastructure across county facilities, much of it completed after hours to minimize disruption. Responsible integration of artificial intelligence, improved efficiency and productivity, supported by a new AI policy. Cybersecurity remained a top priority as malicious activity increased statewide, with staff continuously monitoring threats and reducing the county's exposure. GIS and communications, Mark? Where is Mark this morning? In 2025, GIS and communications delivered significant innovation and service enhancements. GIS initiatives strengthened land records, supported emergency management, modernized applications, improved zoning and tax forfeited property tools, and expanded mapping services. Communications supported departments through website management, accessibility improvements, secure online forms and payments, meeting live streams, training materials, and video productions. Looking ahead to 2026, the department will continue advancing mapping tools, land record systems, and countywide communications. Public health. Jessica's here. There she is. In 2025, Clay County Public Health continued providing essential services, supporting residents across all stages of life. We welcome Jessica Mickelson as Public Health Director and thank Kathy McKay for 25 years of dedicated leadership. Public health remains focused on prevention, education, and emergency preparedness. Services include family health, school nursing, WIC, clinical services, adult health case management, health promotion, environmental health inspections, and coordinated emergency response planning with local and state partners. Next, we have our withdrawal management and detoxification facility, and I think I saw Troy. There's Troy, yes. With the withdrawal management and detoxification facility completed its first full year of operation following the expansion from 16 to 32 beds. While we would prefer to not need services like these, the Clay County Board of Commissioners remains committed to meeting residents where they are ensuring access to critical care. The facility provides medically supervised withdrawal management and connects individuals to ongoing treatment services or treatment resources, including online referral services. Reaching capacity in multiple occasions during the year underscores the growing need for this important service. Next, we have our facilities department. Joe is here. The facilities department maintained and supported 22 county buildings in 2025, completing major remodeling projects to create additional space for social services and public health. Staff supported construction and relocations while continuing to manage daily requests. In other words, we did a lot of internal work rather than having to hire outside contractors to fulfill those obligations, which was good use of taxpayer money. The department assumed the responsibility for new facilities, including the DMV and withdrawal management locations, while custodial and grounds crews okay. I'm missing something here. Oh, I got cut. Okay. Ensured clean, safe, and functional environments. Mailroom operations continue to provide eventual countywide services. Why I lost that. Next, we have legislative priorities. Clay County continued to make a more proactive stance at the state capitol in 2025, working closely with the Associated Minnesota Counties, testifying before legislative committees, and engaging directly with policymakers. The county also contracts with professional lobbyists to advance priorities when elected officials and staff cannot be present in St. Paul. Key priorities included the addressing 911 fee funding, flood mitigation efforts, and establishing a psychiatric residential treatment facility. These efforts resulted in securing $1.2 million to remodel the non-secure juvenile facility into a PRTF. Both the Senate and House Capitol tours received presentations on the PRTF. All right, then we have Finance and Budget. The Minnesota State Auditor's Office presented its audit findings to the Clay County Board on November 18, 2025 for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. The state auditor issued an unmodified opinion in Clay County's financial statements, the highest level of assurance available, confirming that the county's financial reporting conforms to all applicable accounting standards and reflects strong fiscal management. The county board adopted the 2026 annual budget and tax levy on December 23rd of 2025. Total 2026 expenses are $128,981,062, supported by a $47,284,559 property tax levy, along with state aids, grants, and other revenues. New construction growth of 1.04% resulted in a net 4.35% levy increase over 2025, reflecting the county board's effort to balance fiscal responsibility with rising service costs and legislative mandates. Social services. In 2025, Clay County Social Services navigated one of the most significant periods of policy, regulatory, and operational changes in recent years. New state and federal legislation placed increased responsibilities and administrative costs on counties, directly impacting local budgets and tax levies. Despite these pressures, social services continues to perform at a high level and demonstrates strong internal leadership. Staff manage growing workloads and increase program complexity while achieving meaningful outcomes across divisions. Even amid rising expectations and cost shifts, social services remain stable, collaborative, and well-positioned to continue delivering high-quality services to Clay County. I just want to add a couple of things. Solid Waste is here. I just want to recognize Corey being here. Corey works very hard. This last year, we were able to sign a new 3-year collaborative agreement with the city of Moorhead, thanks to the work of Corey and his team with the Resource Recovery Center. That landfill continues to operate well. Corey attends a lot of the Prairie Lakes solid waste meetings in Perham with me to make sure that the concerns of Clay County's interest are taken into consideration. And Corey also is working on future issues regarding our demolition landfill in Clay County. I also want to recognize Sarah here this morning. Sarah is does an amazing job through administration here in Clay County, and a lot of people don't realize, and one of the things I have not talked about this morning is our Clay County Moorhead Joint Powers Authority Board that oversees the diversion project. And Sarah handles all of that administrative work for that organization, and your work is very well appreciated. And I also did not mention a great big project that Clay County has been involved with, I've been involved with since 2009, and that's the diversion project. And the exciting thing on that is October of this year, that diversion project will be substantially complete. And we can expect to have flood protection coverage in any floods that would occur starting in the spring of 2027. I also want to acknowledge again Darren for his work. His first year as the Assistant County Administrator, and Darren has been involved with a couple of portfolios I have, as I'm sure he has with the rest of the commissioners, and it really helped Steve a lot. Speaking of Steve, all of these, and we're recognizing all of these different department heads and the work that they do, and all of that is basically guided by our county administrator. And I think we're fortunate to have one of the best county administrators in the state of Minnesota. And we can't go without saying thank you to you, Steve, for your leadership on behalf of Clay County. As we close another year of service, I want to thank our dedicated employees, my fellow county commissioners, and the residents of Clay County for their continued trust and partnership. State and federal legislative changes have presented real challenges, but Clay County has remained steady, collaborative, and forward-focused. I am especially grateful to our amazing staff who carry out the vision of the Clay County Board every day through professionalism and commitment. I also thank my fellow commissioners for their leadership and teamwork. Together, we will continue working to ensure Clay County remains vibrant, inclusive, and a thriving community. Please feel free to contact any county commissioner or the county administration if you have any feedback. Thank you, and best wishes to all of you for 2026. All right, our next
Mr.
item.
Chair.
Pardon?
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Thank you. I did notice in the minutes that we had approved for 2020, or the December 23rd, there was something that I had meant to bring up but didn't. In the, it's just a technical in regards to the wording in the sheriff's paragraph resolution. It talks about the attorney's minimum, and so I did give it to Sarah, and Sarah has the information, but we probably should amend the minutes that we passed to reflect that change. Does that make sense? Oh, in the attorneys, it mentions the sheriffs.
Oh,
Well, you can just explain it if I'm wrong, but if we're right, we're right. It's right? Okay, perfect.
okay.
Never mind, disregard.
All right, next we have the election of the 2026 chair and vice chair. And I will open it up for nominations for board chair.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Emmer.
I'd like to make a motion to elect Commissioner Jenny Mojo as Chair of the Clay County Board of Commissioners for 2026.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a nomination and a second for Commissioner Mojo. Do we have any other nominations? Do we have any other nominations? Third and final call. Any other nominations? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Congratulations. Chair Mojo,
Thank you.
it's yours.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Before we move on to the next piece, I just think it's really important to acknowledge Commissioner Campbell for his intense work guiding this board as chair for 2025. For those who don't know, Kevin never refuses a meeting. If a meeting needs to be had, he's always available, whether that be a citizen or staff or commission. So Kevin, I know it takes more work to be as chair, but thank you for your work in 2025.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the election of the 2026 vice chair.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to elect Commissioner Krabanoff to Vice Chair for Clay County Board of Commissioners 2026.
We have a motion to elect Commissioner Krabanoff as vice chair of the board for 2026 from Commissioner Bear, a second from Commissioner Ebbinger. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? All those in favor of electing Commissioner Krabanoff vice chair signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Congratulations,
Thank
Commissioner.
you.
Do you want to rotate now? Is that,
Yeah, we could take just a 5-minute break.
okay? We will take a 5-minute break to get situated. Okay. Item number 4 today would be the request of approval of the Board of Commissioners meeting schedule for 2026. Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As this board is aware, we've had a history of having a board meetings the first 4 Tuesdays of every month at 8:30. We would like to continue that in 2026 with several exceptions. Number one, we would be looking to have a meeting on June 16th. The Board of Commissioners meeting will be held at 5 o'clock, followed by the Board of Appeals and Equalization at 6:30. On December 1st, we would be looking to have the Board of Commissioners meeting at 5 p.m. and Truth and Taxation at 6 p.m. And we would be looking to not have a meeting on the Board of Commissioners on Tuesday, December 8th, because of the AMC conference. The board did had a commissioner speak to me this morning. Again, we do have a fifth meeting, fifth Tuesday in December. Historically, this board does not meet on the fifth Tuesdays unless there's work to be done. With the end of the year, the Auditor Treasurer's Office does appreciate having the fifth Tuesday meeting so they can pay bills, and so I would look for you to consider adding that as part of our schedule for 2026. With that, I yield for any questions.
Questions from the board? Board wishes?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting schedule for 2026, with meetings being held at 8:30 a.m. on the first 4 Tuesdays of the month, with no regular meetings on the fifth Tuesday that may occur during the year, with exceptions being June 16th, which will be held at 5:30, and the Board of Equalization at 6:30, and December 1st, which will be held at 5 p.m., followed by Truth and Taxation at 6 p.m., and December 8th, not having any county board meeting due to AMC conference, and then adding the fifth Tuesday of December so we can pay the bills.
Motion to approve the schedule from Commissioner Bear as presented, a second offered from Commissioner Ebinger. Other further discussion? Other further discussion? Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Item 5 today is request approval of resolutions 2026-1 through 2026-4 for newspaper designation and corresponding memorandum of understanding for 26.
Madam Chair, move to approve resolution 2026-01.
Motion offered from Commissioner Campbell to approve 2026-01, a second from Commissioner Bear. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-02, designating Holly Herald to be the printing of the notice of real property taxes and penalties for 2026.
We have a motion offered to approve 2026-02 from Commissioner Krabanoff, a second from Commissioner Bear. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Third item today is a resolution of 2026-03.
So move.
Motion offered from Commissioner Campbell to approve, a second from Commissioner Bear. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. The next item is 2026-04.
So move.
Second.
Motion offered from Commissioner Bear to approve, a second from Commissioner Ebinger. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Thank you. Items, sorry. corresponding memorandum of understandings.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion to approve the MOUs from Commissioner Bear, a second from Commissioner Ebinger. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried, thank you. Item 6 today is the bid opening for the food services for West Central Regional Juvenile Center and our correctional facility and withdrawal management. James, Carrie, Joy.
Morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. As you know, we were here a month ago to request to release an RFP for food services for the Juvenile Center, the jail, and the Detox Center. And we're back today for the purpose of opening those RFP bids. The RFP, being in compliance with the MDE and the USDA, requires public opening of the responses, and that's what we're doing today. Because of the complex multi-facility contract, we will not be able to make an informed recommendation today, as additional time is required to ensure the proposals fully meet the regulatory, operational, and services expectations, such as the Department of Corrections, MDE, USDA, menu planning, nutritional standards, staffing models, and overall operational capacity. Our hope is to return next week and provide you guys with an informed recommendation, and for you guys to make an award of the contract, answer any questions you have, and then ultimately your guys' decision on awarding a contract. It appears we've only received 2 responses. Troy has one, Carrie has the other, and they will open them now. And then, so you guys can just go ahead and open them. And while they're opening them, I'll just kind of explain, just to add a little context. The purpose is to publicly identify the company that responded and identify a bid price. But part of an industry standard is that, and it's allowed by the RFP, is to allow a sliding scale for those, and it does make sense. The more meals served, the less the cost that they're gonna have. The less meals served, the more cost. So that's probably what it's gonna be at. So for the purpose of today, the bid price that they're gonna just announce is what our average daily population is anticipated to be for each one of those 3 facilities. And they'll just report that number today. And then we'll take all the information back and make sure they meet the standards, and then come to you guys with an informed recommendation. It's like Christmas.
Okay, yeah, I'm impressed.
It's like Christmas, but we're hoping for a low number. It's probably just one, I bet you it's a copy of the other.
I also think it's important for the public to know the ability to have us utilize 3 different facilities for this, as you noted, really helps the cost. Certainly was part of our rationalization as we planned forward these facilities.
Yeah, as you can see, they're pretty thick, so we got a lot of stuff to review, and they're gonna see if they can find the pricing here. But yeah, that's critical that the board, when the board forward thinking with the jail remodel, having the kitchen that it has, is really able to offset a lot of the costs that we have. Because again, I mean, our average daily population for the jail in 2026, we're anticipating about 120. Detox, we're anticipating 22. And the juvenile center, we're anticipating 65. So that's 200 meals, every meal, 3 meals a day. And turning out of that kitchen that the county owns is pretty critical.
Yes, Commissioner Ray.
James, this is for a 3-year contract, correct? Or,
They're for single-year contracts, But we anticipate, if they're meeting all the standards, to recommend to the board to re-up it every year for up to 4 more years.
Up to 4 more.
Yes.
All right.
And that will be in your recommendation on the 13th approximately.
That is correct.
It's a little trickier than when we open highway bids where it's a little easier to glean that number, hence the review period.
The first one looks like we got Trinity Food Services for the correctional facility, which is the jail. Their bid price is $2.67 a meal. For the juvenile center, their bid price is $3.31 a meal. And for the detox, they're $2.67 a meal.
James, may I ask, in regards to the youth in our facility, is that why the price is a little higher because of national requirements?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And the other one is for Summit Correctional Services, provide the bid. And for the jail, the average daily population, they quoted at $3.86 a meal. For detox, $5.20 a meal. And for the juvenile center, $5.20 a meal. So we're going to, with your permission, take these back, review them individually to make sure they meet our individual facility specifications into the RFP, and then come to you guys next week with an informed recommendation on moving forward.
Any comments from the board?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Commissioner Campbell.
Yeah, James, can you also provide us, I'm assuming that when each of you did your 2026 budgets, you had to anticipate something for this. Can you just share with us how these numbers match up with, you don't have to do it today, but maybe when you come back next week, how these numbers match up with what you had put into your 2026 projected budgets?
Will do.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Yes, Commissioner Ambiger.
And if you could, just a comparison on any increase or decrease in cost.
Right now, we were at paying about $2.90 a meal. That's would be the average, probably about from all three of us.
Commissioner Kavanaugh, did you have a question?
Nope.
Any further discussion? Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 7 is request approval of the Clay County Board of Commissioners committee assignments for 2026. I understand Commissioner Kavanaugh didn't have an opportunity to give feedback on his, and as you know, this is a revolving conversation. If there any other additional pieces came up after last week on other commissioners' schedules, happy to talk about it now. Commissioner Kavanaugh?
Yeah, so just a couple of comments. I did watch our meeting last week online, so I know the discussion that already took place. Of my assignments, there's only one that seems to have a conflict, and I can still make it work. But anyway, it's the intergovernmental committee that I have quarterly. It conflicts with my monthly meeting with children's mental health that I'm a very active part in. So I don't know if anybody has interest on that. That's a quarterly meeting. It'd be the first Thursday of the quarter, and starts at 7:30 and goes till roughly 8:39, something like that. And do you know, Kevin, where it's going to be next year? Or I should.
Are we
Steve?
going to DGF tomorrow?
One more, yeah,
Is that the joint powers or the intergovernmental?
That's intergovernmental.
intergovernmental.
It
So-
used to be referred as, that's no longer called the joint powers, it's just intergovernmental committee.
Yeah, I mean, it's an excellent committee, and I really enjoyed it, but it just conflicts with that other one.
That's the one that plans the annual retreat.
Right, right. So
I'm
if
already
we-
on it, so.
Yeah,
I'd be interested in taking that from you, Paul, if that works.
yeah,
As long as you give me, where they meet and all that, so I
Yeah.
can get it on my calendar.
yeah, okay. I'd be open to that.
Sarah, you've
And
noted
then
that.
you think we're okay on MetroCog?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, then that's.
Unless you need to make an adjustment with the other committee. Unless you wanted to make a adjustment with the other committee.
Well, I'll throw one other out. It's just for a conversation if anybody has interest. The other one that conflicts with me a little bit is Commissioner Mojo and I serve on the MetroCog. And on that one, with her work with AMC and myself having, attend probably half the meetings, that too becomes a quarterly conflict with the West Central Initiative, Economic Development, and that's the third Thursday from about noon till 4 o'clock, normally held in Fergus Falls. Certainly, we can still, I think, make it work, so it's not as critical as the other one, but if anybody here has an interest in that, it's a very interesting meetings that they have. They do good work. They give small business loans to the communities, and again, it's about economic development. Again, enjoying that committee, just a matter of giving a little more priority to it.
Commissioner Campbell has a question.
And that's, you're the alternate on that one.
No, I'm actually vice chair right now.
That's different than your West Central.
We're talking MetroCog,
We're
right?
talking MetroCog.
Oh,
No,
I'm the alternate on MetroCog.
Or which
Right.
one?
He
Yes.
just switched to, he had another conflict that he's bringing up with West Central in order to cover MetroCog on those
Okay,
days.
well, West Central, he's looking to move.
And two, if it's not to absorb all of it, what would the appetite be to possibly add an alternate for you in those times when you needed to go to MetroCog?
And maybe that'd be better.
Because this board has taken a stronger stance on making sure that have a voice of the table of economic development pieces.
And when I started that committee, they had it at 8:30 in the morning, and it worked out great. But now they moved it to the afternoon.
So West Central meets in the afternoon,
Yeah, from 12 to 4.
12 to
roughly,
4? Quarterly, is that a quarterly meeting?
Starting this month
In Fergus? Wait,
in Fergus.
I'd be interested in being an alternate.
Okay.
I mean, if nobody else wants to, I mean, if it's quarterly, the third Thursday, you said?
you have diversion that day?
My Thursdays are booked from 7:30.
Well, maybe that makes the most sense. I think that,
Have an alternate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Third Thursday.
since it's quarterly, yeah.
I like that.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Sarah, you, okay?
So I'll do what I can, but we'll,
Yeah, well,
okay. Sounds good. That's it.
Okay. Anyone else?
Madam Chair, I would move the 2026 committee assignments as amended this morning.
Thank you. We have a
Second.
motion to approve the committee assignments from Commissioner Campbell, a second from Commissioner Ebinger. Further dialogue? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Signify by saying opposed, same sign. Carried. Thanks. Item 8 is committee reports. Commissioner Ebinger,
Madam Chair, I have no reports this week.
Commissioner Kravinoff,
Had one meeting. Thank you, Madam Chair. I had one meeting that was last night with the Moorhead Planning Commission. There was really only one thing, or two things that happened of substance. One was a quick review of the 2025 annual report, and then the second one was that I found interesting was the 5-year capital improvement plan for 26 through 2030. And I'm just going to read for those that interest in Moorhead. Highlighted were what's for 2026, be the continued work on Center Avenue between 8th and 10th Street. The second was the redevelopment of Moorhead Center Mall, that with the completion of the new streets. This is a new one. They're moving forward with a new pedestrian bike bridge down at Blue Stem, so the new Blue Stem Bridge. Fourth was infrastructure for Prairie Parkway development. That's down south on 40th Avenue over by Good Shepherd Church, that area. And then other various street rehabilitation and mill and overlay projects. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Krabnoff. Commissioner Campbell.
I have nothing to report.
Thank you, Commissioner Campbell. Commissioner Bear.
Madam Chair, I went to one meeting last week. It was with the City of Holly and Holly Township, talking about annexation of the Glory Land Addition. That would be the southwest of town, right off of Highway 10. There's 5 businesses there that are looking at being annexed in, and they're just trying to figure out the deal with the township and the businesses and working through that path. Those are all my committees.
Thank you, Commissioner Bear. Last week, I had the MetroCog Executive Committee meeting, standard business. We did have a preliminary approval of a grant acceptance. Staff had written for funds to talk about Rural Midwest Trauma Blood Sync Network. Basically what it is funds that were available to ensure that throughout Minnesota and North Dakota, blood and liquid plasma are available within a 30-minute radius. Goes into planning dollars, and MetroCog was able to secure $960,000 for 2026 to go into the planning. The local match will be covered by $240,000 will be covered by Vitalent, Sanford, and Essentia Hospital Resources. This is a substantial asset to planning healthcare needs throughout the region. Really excited about that opportunity. We had further agency updates. The dues will be going out shortly. Clay County should be receiving that. Again, there was a decrease actually in that, and that concludes what was handled there. Our administrator.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yesterday, I just had 9 department check-ins that I completed. No other meetings.
Okay. Sarah, did you have anything? Okay, did we have any messages from Brian? Okay. Mr. Brook, do you have anything?
Just on the 30th, I had a discussion about the real estate transfer process with Lori and Kimberly. The second, I worked on negotiation summaries that we'll talk about in the closed session. And yesterday, I had an evaluation that I gave and a meeting with Anna. And just a reminder that this will be the first payroll of 2026, so make sure everybody checks their pay stub to make sure they're correct. Thank you.
I think it's important also that folks look, mail gets kind of stacked up throughout the holidays, and I believe our health insurance cards did get sent as well.
Yep, they
Make
should
sure
be
you look
sent
for
out
it.
already. If you haven't gotten them, contact HR. They might have a bad address for you or something.
Thank you. Our next item on the agenda is a closed session regarding labor negotiations per Minnesota Statute 13D-03.
Move to close.
Motion offered from Commissioner Campbell to go into closed session, second from Commissioner Ebbinger. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. We're in closed session. All right. Thank you. We're back in session. Is there any other business before the board? Seeing none, our next meeting will be Tuesday, January 13th. We stand adjourned.